Guys.
Yeah.
Both.
They to see how fast I fall asleep. But I wasn't really sure, but I. Even if somebody can fall asleep in that situation.
All right, we'll start in about
There's another minute or so.
about a minute.
A minute.
It's 6:30 right now, so that's good. All right.
Have that zero heat. There's a lot of different elements to it. Yeah, like when I went to Temple Beth walking into tickets, I was sitting down having such a great time, and I just fell asleep for 2 minutes. Just collapsed in the chair, and he held my head up, and he said sleep settings
All right, let me open these windows down.
I woke up when the lights came on for air conditioning, and I just sleep. I remember falling asleep. He's like, yeah, your heart, you had a heart.
It's not genetic.
My dog. Is that?
Hey, Gail, or next time you keep the window open and it feels like a bathtub when you do that. But it probably is not a lot.
Great, not the alcohol.
Oh, there's a lot of people here. I'm cold.
They're not going to be cold when the windows are open. Yeah, you don't need to go up that high. And let me crank the air down.
And let me find my pick. There it is.
What's voice?
We're not doing a Sinai, are we? Sinai. Lecha Dodi.
Oh, we are.
It's really vague.
Hi, Ben.
Everybody's changing. You're gonna find this with your Larry V. That's the name of your guitar. Larry.
Hey, Howard.
He has a Larry V now. She wants that. You got a Larry? I love that. Larry V. Dan played Larry before he got his Tacoma.
Hey. Oh, not gonna start. Yes. These are right here. Look at that, Bobby. He's on it. Yeah. Lovely. No, different one. Different ones. There, back there. I'll show you.
So
Look
I
at
stopped
that.
day before. So I was playing today. I don't know. I can't do high D.
Well, Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Amen.
Shabbat Shalom. I don't want to interrupt the hugging happening because that's so important and the catching up. And it is so good to be together.
I play it as is.
You play F?
No. Oh, no. I play Indie.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
I'm happy with that.
Oh, it's open.
So we've had a few services here in the sanctuary, but they haven't been. This is the first time that we have a big a group of folks here to celebrate tonight, to rededicate this holy and beautiful space. We'll talk more about that in a few moments, but first, let's join together in singing Hine Ma Tovu Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. To you out there on Facebook land, hello, and we're glad that you're with us virtually, and we're glad to have a nice big congregation of folks here this evening. Let's join together in singing.
Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. You can join us. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. 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 Tohu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tohu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Shevet achim gam yachad.
Continue in singing Shalom Alechem, this blessing that we have that says, welcome you ministering angels of Shabbat. For many Shabbatot, it was only the ministering angels and a couple of us on the bima here. So it is nice to have our full congregation here. So we're going to welcome in the angels of Shabbat. You can find that right here on the slide, or if you'd like in your book, it's on page 26, I believe.
Shalom Alechem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlaki, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Poem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tznunim Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tetzem Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Well, you can see that there are a lot of candles that are in front of us right now. We're only going to be lighting 2 of them at the moment, and those are our Shabbat candles, and then the rest of them will be lit a little bit later during the service. And for the people who light the candles, if there is anyone here who was at the original dedication of this room back in 1997, I know there are at least a few of you here. If we could have you guys come together as a group over here to light our Shabbat candles as we begin to rededicate our space tonight. If you were here for the first dedication, you can see the Shabbat candles are right down there. Of you guys who just walked up here, did everyone here go on the Torah walk from Eastminster to here? Wow, that is terrific. That is very, very cool.
What's the Torah walk?
They walked this from the old synagogue to here, all the way from Bexley to New Albany.
Wow.
Let's read together, folks. If you have a prayer book, we're on page 3. Otherwise, you can read together on the screen in front of us. On page 3. O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offering of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. Amen. I want to read a reading that our B'nai Mitzvah kids read at the beginning of almost every bar mitzvah service for many years. May the door of this sanctuary be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, and hopes to nurture. May the door of this sanctuary be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to younger straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. And may this sanctuary be, for all who enter, the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life. For 23 years, the doors of this sanctuary were wide open enough to receive all of us who came searching. The holy space became the holy backdrop of our lives, housing our most joyous, precious, sacred moments, shepherding us through some of our darkest times. Hundreds of children have sung on this bima with their religious school classes, making the rhythm of a year with consecration, and then Hag HaSidur and confirmation, making that all part of the big year of performances on the bima. We have laughed in this room. We have cried in this room. Within its walls, we have built relationships and friendships. We have been inspired. Some of us may even have been so moved during services that we fell asleep. I think that's the reason you fell asleep, right? Being moved? Yeah, right. We'll go with that. For so many years, this holy space has been at the heart of Temple Beth Shalom. But then, as we all know, in March of last year, everything changed. On March 13th, Mark Rossio and I looked out from the bima to an empty congregation for the first time ever, empty by design this time. And I remember it feeling completely surreal in that moment, looking into a camera rather than at folks. For the first time in decades, a few weeks later, once we had to broadcast from our homes, TBS sat empty on a Friday night, but we adapted. Folks maybe got used to hearing the screams of my children during services from our house, or maybe you heard me screaming at our children, and you got used to seeing Rabbi Lynette's cats running around on the screen, and we all did our best to stay connected while we were apart with online services and classes and social events. And thanks to the generosity of Marilyn and Roger Friedman, we built an outdoor bima and did regular meetings in the parking lot with drive-in services, even if the weather sometimes didn't cooperate. We're thrilled to have that outdoor bima, and we're going to be using it regularly for many years. For some people, online services and being together on occasion worked, but some folks, and there's some folks who prefer online services and will maybe from this point on always be attending from home. And that's terrific. I can't tell you how many times people have told me what else they like to do while they're watching services online. So Connie was the most recent, but I won't. She can share that with you. We are so thankful for the online community that we developed over the course of the year. But for others, for a lot of us, there is this visceral need to be back in this holy space, to be together, to sing together, to support one another, to see each other's faces, or half of our faces at least. And it feels like such a blessing that we are finally at a point where we can be here on this holy ground. In the book of Exodus, there's a famous line when God says to the people, and this line is inscribed in our mezzanine, Vasuli mikdash v'shachanti b'tocham. Let them make me a sanctuary that I may dwell among them. Notice that it says that I may dwell among them, the people, and not it, the sanctuary. Yes, this room may still have been a sanctuary while we were away, but it is those of us who are dwelling inside of it who make it a holy space. It is in each other's eyes that we see God, that we see goodness, that we see humanity. And that's why we're rededicating this space tonight. That's why we're so thrilled to have reached this joyous moment of renewal and return. Throughout our service tonight, we'll share in some special readings. We're going to hear from Rabbi Apotheker, who was here the first time we dedicated this space. And like so many other Jews who were in the Holy Temple, we will kindle lights to celebrate our own Hanukkah, our own Hanukat Habayit, our own dedication and rededication of our spiritual home. You'll notice that there are some Hanukkah menorahs, some Hanukkiyot. There are some regular menorahs that are already lit. There are some other just candles there. You'll see that we're going to say tonight that light is light, and that we are each going to bring our own light to this room and to this community. You'll also notice that the edges of the candles have already been burnt. We're going to use these candles they're not brand new candles. We're not starting from scratch. We're returning light to where it's been before. Also, it was cheaper not to buy new candles. So before we kindle the lights, which we'll be doing a little bit later in the service, we're going to rededicate the sanctuary with our voices. We're going to begin the service. We'll sing, in just a few moments, we're going to sing Lecha Dodi, but first, we have a special song called Holy Ground by Craig Taubman. You can find that on the screen if you'd like the words. I invite you to sing along, and you'll learn it by the end of the song.
Every second, every minute, every hour, every day, everything, everyone, every place and every way, where you stand, where you walk, where you love and where you praise, all of it is holy ground.
Every sheep, every wallet, every hole, it's in her, it's in me, it's in them, it's in you, in the bitter, in the sweet, in the calm and the storm. All of life is holy ground. So
Walk with me if it's holy ground, brave as it is all around. Talk and make a holy sound. Take your shoes off, you're on holy ground.
when
You hurt, when you heal, when you laugh, when you pray, when you hold, when you keep, when you give it away. Every second, every moment, every hour, every day. Tongues off, you're on holy ground. So walk as if it's holy ground. Breathe as it is all around. Talk and make a holy sound. Take your shoes off, you're on holy ground. One story, one journey, one tapestry we weave. One people, one glory, one legacy we leave. Every second, every minute, every hour, every day, everything, everyone, every place and every way, where you stand, where you walk, where you love and where you praise, all of it is holy ground. Can you feel the holy ground? Take your shoes off, you're on holy ground.
making this holy ground more holy by using our voices to sing together a song that I think everyone does know, and that is Lecha Dodi. So we'll join together in singing. And when we get to the last verse, we haven't been able to say this in a long time. We're going to if you're able to please rise when we get to the last verse, we're going to rise and face the entrance to the room and welcome the Shabbat bride. But first, let's join together in singing Lecha Dodi, page 20 or on the screen.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, ya la la, ya la la, ya la la, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, ya la la, ya la la, ya la la, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibor echad ishviyanu el ha'meyucha Adonai echad u'shemo echad Shem u'tiferet Lecha Dodi likrat kala, ya la la, ya la la, ya la la, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, ya la la, ya la la, ya la la, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechumen elcha Ma'ora becha Nerosh v'kedem nesucha Sof ma'aseh b'chamash tefila Lecha Dodi likrat kala, ya la la, ya la la, ya la la, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, ya la la, ya la la, ya la la, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, hivolech uri, 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 shira veri, vod Adonai, Adonai, Bina. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, ya la la, ya la la, ya la la, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, ya la la, ya la la, ya la la, b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Please rise if you're able.
Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, am v'simcha, u'tzorah, toch emuneh, am segula, boi kala, boi kala. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, ya la la, ya la la, ya la la, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, ya la la, ya la la, ya la la, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. la. Ya la la, ya la, ya la la la. Ya la, ya la. Ya la, ya la la la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la, ya la la la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la, ya la la la. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Ya la la, ya la la, ya la la. Pene Shabbat nikabel.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. You may be seated for a moment. It's so good to see all of you.
Shabbat Shalom.
Yay. We're going to continue with this beautiful reading called Teach Me, which you can see up here on the screens. Feel free to read along with me. And it's been so good to hear all of your voices so far, and can't wait to continue together. So please feel free to join along with me. Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer on the mystery of a withered leaf, on ripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew your days, lest my day be today as the one before, lest routine set my ways. We're going to continue with one of our readings as we celebrate rededicating our synagogue. So we will be calling up Pam and Irish here to read our first reading here.
Eternal God, guardian of the doorposts of Israel, we come here now with sacred purpose to transform this holy space, which sat mostly empty since March of last year, into a shelter for the heart and the spirit, a sanctuary in which we aspire through prayer to be a holy community.
May the worship offered within these walls be worthy of your greatness and love. May every heart which seeks your presence here find it, and may this space continue to be a house of prayer for all peoples.
Amen. Beautiful. Thank you, Pam and Ira. We're going to continue with Am I Awake? You are welcome to please rise if you are able, and we're inviting Sammy and Jake Barlow to help us Am I Awake?
Wait, no. We gotta wait for the kids. All right, you ready, Sammy? Am I awake? Ya la la, ya la 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 la. Baruchu et Adonai. Hamevorach Adonai Hamevorach Le'olam va'ed Le'olam va'ed Yadadai dai dai Yadadai dai dai Yadadai dai dai Yadadai Da-da-da. Just use your... Ya-da-da-da-da. Ya-da-da-da-da.
Beautiful. Sammy and Jake, thank you so much. You are all welcome to take a seat as we'll continue with Ma'ariv, Aravim. Please feel free to join me in the Hebrew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidbaro Ma'ariv Aravim b'chochma poteach she'arim uvitvuna meshana yitim uma'alif et hazmanim umisader et hakochavim b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtsono. Continue reading in the English. You are the creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzebaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. We'll continue here in our evening liturgy with Ahavat Olam. Feel free to continue reading with me. Everlasting love you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai, our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them helps give meaning to our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. And we are surely rejoicing tonight as we welcome each other back into our space and rededicate our sanctuary. You are welcome to rise for a moment if you would like, only if you would like for Shema. Please keep on singing with us.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Shem Kevod Mahuto Leolam Vaed. And you shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might, with all your might, and all these words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart, shall be in your heart. You shall teach them diligently unto your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you rise up, and when you lie down, and when you lie down, you shall bind and fold
be for frontlets between your eyes, and you shall write them on the doorpost of your house and upon your gate, upon your gate, and you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
Beautiful. Well, as we rededicate our sanctuary, we have so much to rejoice and to be grateful for. There is so much that we are celebrating, and something in particular that we are celebrating is Tammy and Dick Golden are celebrating 70 years, 70th anniversary this month. So Tammy and Dick, we would love to bestow a special blessing to you. You're welcome to either join us on the bema, or if you'd like to stay there, we can come to you.
Come on up if you guys would like to.
Rabbi A, you want to join us up here since these are your in-laws? Welcome. So why don't you guys can stand right over here facing us over here. That way everyone can see your lovely faces. So we say, oh yeah, you can. We're all vaccinated up here, so you can if you'd like. There you go. Okay. Oh yeah, that's fair. Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu. Our God and God of our ancestors, bless this special couple, Tammy and Dick Golden, as we approach their 70th wedding anniversary. It has been just about 70 years since the two of you stood under that chuppah in Lorain, Ohio, June 24th, 1951, as Thelma Mae Garfield over here and Richard Golden became the couple that we all love so much, Tammy and Dick. Goldenberg, okay, all right, okay, good to know. I didn't know that, all right, okay, you had a nice maiden name. So 70 years, is you guys have some staying power. That is quite an accomplishment. And the two of you have always been a model to a lot of us on how to sustain a loving marriage. Tammy, I don't know if you remember one day, many years ago, before Lauren and I got married, you were cleaning out the temple kitchen one day, and I wandered in. We were talking about the upcoming wedding, and you told me the most important thing that I should do in our marriage is just listen. So I thought, okay, I tried to do that some of the time. And Dick, for many years now, you have taught all of us that we're at our best when we demonstrate our love through our actions, and that every day is a gift, and that going more than an hour or two without a joke is a shame. So you two continue to be a model for us every day. So we have a special blessing for you on the 70th anniversary. Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu. Our God and God of our ancestors, bless this special couple, Tammy and Dick Golden, on this anniversary of their marriage. O God, eternal source of blessing, we turn to you in gratitude for strength and the devotion and the good humor that have preserved and sustained Tammy and Dick all these years and permitted them to reach this beautiful moment. In their greatest joys and their darkest moments, you have been with them, Eternal One, so may you continue to be with them, guiding them and sustaining them for years to come. Rabbi?
Tammy and Dick, may God bless you with health, happiness, and contentment in the circle of your family and all your loved ones near and far. May God continue to dwell in your home and in your hearts, and may you continue to be blessed with a strong love that allows you to endure life's challenges and celebrate life's joy. We'll now bestow upon you on the 70th anniversary of your wedding the same blessing that you likely heard that day 70 years ago, the priestly benediction that comes from the book of Numbers.
Sure. Yeah. All right. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God continue to bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May God's light continue to shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May you always be lifted by one another, by all those who love you, by God and by this community, and may you always feel peace. Together we say to that, Amen. Let's do Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov. We celebrated 65 on this beam, but now we got 70, so 75 is next.
With all of that joy and rejoicing in our hearts, we'll continue singing together with Micha Mocha. We'll keep on singing together with Let There Be Love, Hashkivenu, as we continue to pray that we have a shelter of peace, a Sukkot Shalom, spread over all of us. So keep on singing with us.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu. Aleinu, Sukkot Shlomecha, Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu, Leshalom, Leshalom, Hashkivenu, and understanding among us. Peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding.
beautiful. We're going to continue with some special readings as we rededicate our sanctuary, affirming that our sanctuary be a Beit Tefillah, a house of prayer, a Beit Midrash, a house of learning, and a Beit Knesset, a house of assembly. So I'd like to call up the Alberts, the Prostowskis, and the Siegfrieds to all come on up and lead us in those readings together.
Let us affirm that our sanctuary will once again be a Beit Tefillah, a house of prayer. Here we shall come to examine what we are in the light of what we should be, aware that it is our Holy One of Israel for whom we stand. Here we shall offer the service of our hearts in the praise of God, all life's blessings, renewing our faith, seeking comfort and strength.
I'll read from this. Let us affirm that our sanctuary will once again become a Beit Midrash, a house of learning. Here we shall learn who we are and how we came to be. Here we shall seek a glimpse of our destiny. Through knowledge and practice of our tradition, we shall transform a gathering of individuals into a Jewish community, a TBS family, transmitting our tradition with love to the generations that follow.
Let us affirm that our sanctuary will once again become a Beit Knesset, a house of assembly. Here we shall share both joy and sorrow. Here we will support one another, care for one another. May none of us live in isolation, but as a community, united by a brit, our covenant with God. It is here that we shall maintain that covenant together.
And sorry that we didn't catch up with the slides on that. We're going to invite Rabbi Apotheker to come on up and talk to us a little bit about what it was like to dedicate this space the first time. And maybe I'll just leave this slide on in the background. We'll see. That's a nice one.
Thank you, Rabbi, and rabbis. I appreciate the opportunity. I learned a while ago that if you want to reach people's hearts and keep them grinning, make sure the end of what you say is close to the beginning. So I will just speak briefly here. There is a story of a rookie cop who is riding around with a veteran cop, and all of a sudden they get called to a chaos in the town square, and they're asked to quell the chaos, and the whole police force is there, and the plan that they use isn't working. People are continuing to, make all kinds of chaos, and the rookie says, "Oh, I have a plan. I know how to do this." And they, of course, shun him, and they don't know what they're doing, trying plan after plan to see whether or not they can quell this thing, and people are still throwing chairs and yelling and screaming at each other. And finally, the rookie cop finds a milk carton, kind of a crate there, and moves it into the center of the square. He's got the bullhorn, and he says, "I know how to stop this." And they say, don't do it. And he says, "Okay, what I'm going to do is do the following." He says, "Friends, I'm now collecting for the Fraternal Order of Police." And the entire square, of course, leaves the town square. So what you don't know is, of course, and some of you do, of course, is that to be able to dedicate this place took the honest efforts of generosity, people staying in the town square, you might say, in order to be able to put this whole building, the sanctuary together. And we walked actually from Temple Beth Shalom, which is now Temple Israel. We walked the whole way. That's a joke in of itself. We walked all the way from 9 miles plus with the Torahs and placed them in the ark, put up a mezuzah on the outside of the door, and had a very, very lovely and enthusiastic celebration here that day. The rain held off. There were nice pictures. This was kind of later on.
Look at that. There's a picture of the walk. There's the walk.
Yeah, that's part of the walk, and then the laying of the cornerstone. And there's something behind that cornerstone. I don't know what it is. I don't remember, but and it was just a great day. The design of the building, the whole place. We had an architect. Unfortunately, he had a mortal accident, and we ended up getting a second architect with a completely different kind of idea, resulting in the sanctuary that you see here today. Then, of course, the money issue came, and we had a 100 by 100 building planned, and we ended up with an 80 by 80 building, which we occupy today. These walls are meant one day to come down and create a huge sanctuary. These are non-load-bearing walls to get windows all the way around the building. That was the original idea, and maybe that'll happen someday. Who knows? When I look out here, if you ask me, do I remember something specific? All you have to do is to remind me, and I remember everything. I remember, give me a little inspiration, and I'll recall that bris. I'll recall that bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah standing here in front of the ark. The room is filled with the events that still occurred, and thank God we have people who remember those things, that they can tell that Nick, I'm sure, can remember things that happened, Benji and Lynette, and so those events stick in this room in a certain way. They're kind of plastered underneath the wall of the room. I can see and hear faces here. Some of them are in other parts of the country. Some are in the Olam Haba, the next world. But I can see them right now. I can see faces, high holiday faces. They're all kind of in this room. I sense that. I can sense that presence right here whenever I'm in the room, and it takes me just a second to well up. And I don't want to name anybody special, but I'm thinking about a series of people, even as I say. So those events and those faces are still here, and I can feel a presence of goodness. That when you walk in here, you're one person. When you walk out, you're a better person. There's a kind of we generate something here. We have a goodness machine, a wellness machine. I remember one of our presidents years ago, Marty Oppenheimer, used to say, I came to services and I wasn't so enthusiastic, and I left and I felt great. And I felt motivated. And so this place does something to those that bring out those images and those people. When we look out the window, we could see nature, what we can do on behalf of nature. We look out the windows and we can see how we have to interact, taking that transformation that they begin here and move it outside the walls of the congregation. And I can sometimes feel people looking in at us, measuring us to see whether or not we're living up to our best selves, looking in a sense into our congregation, but into our souls as well, to see whether or not we have sufficiently nourished the souls of each other. A little place with a little community, with a little bit of money, but with a big and special vision that we were going to do things differently and better, we hoped, for a slice of people in this community that wanted joy and wanted the personal aspects, wanted to have easy access to our tradition. And so we have, as said before, created a place to learn and to teach, a place to celebrate and to comfort, a place to grow our inner life that we may give more than we received, a place to inspire joy, a place to aspire to the public good, to be with family and friends who would be like family, a place to ground our memories with those events and those people, and remembrance of times we walked in and walked out better people. To our godly other, that we may even be a fraternal and sororial house of peace. So may it continue.
Thank you, Rabbi. That was so moving and so inspiring. We're going to continue this with Amidah, first with Adonai Sifatai, then Avot B'Imachot, then Giburot. We'll continue on from there. So we invite you, if you are able, to please rise.
Satai Tifta Ufi Svatai Tifta Ufi Tehila
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avoteinu ve'Imoteinu Elohei Avraham Elohei Isaac Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor HaNorah El Elyon Gomel Hasadim Tovim V'karnei HaKol V'zocher Hasdei Avot V'Imahot U'mevii Geula Livnei V'neihem L'ma'an Shemo Ba'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshiach Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magin Avraham, Bezrat Sarah. Atagi boy le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atarav lehoshia. Mechakeh hayim behesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim. Zohomet noflim berofei holim, Umatir hasurim, Umakayim emunato, Lishenei afar. Michamocha bal gevurot, Umidom melech, Melech meid umechayeh, Umatzliach Yeshua, Ne'eman atah lecha hayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mehayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, udoshim b'chol yom yechalu chasela. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
You may be seated, and we'll continue with a few moments of silent prayer and reflection. We'll continue singing in just a moment.
Thank you. I didn't buy a little help from my friends. Home in bright feet. Can we sing? Of my mouth, the meditation of my heart, be acceptable before you, oh Lord, my rock and my redeemer. Oh, say shalom,
Beautiful. We're going to continue as we celebrate rededicating our sanctuary. And I would like to call up David and Jean Newbauer for our next reading, please. Oh, great. And if we can also, we're also going to do these in a row. So if we can also please call up Amy Claben and Jordan Feingold and Suzanne Kobe to join us as well.
All the stars are hidden, and the moon is dark tonight. In the wide expanse of heaven, north to south, not a ray of light. Light a bright candle in my heart's shadowed tent, and through the wide expanse of heaven the light will shine. Where there is sadness, let us offer love. Where there is fear, let us reach for hope. On this Shabbat, may the pirates beat the brewers, and may we bring light to one another.
The first mitzvah in the Torah is, let there be light. So we are commanded, in everything you do, be a menorah, a bringer of light.
Live with honor, act with integrity, do your work with passion, and the radiance of your deeds will live after you.
Tonight, as we rededicate this sanctuary, we strive to make our lives like the flames we kindle, always stretching upward, striving for the good, reaching for you.
Just as our ancestors lit their lights to rededicate the holy temple after a very dark period, we too will kindle light this evening. While Hanukkah is months away, we light our Hanukkah to proclaim the miracle. We are still here. Our community is strong. We return to our holy space, full of hope, gratitude for our lives, and a devotion to bring light wherever we go.
Hang on just for 1 second. If you take a look here, that is one slide too far. Let's read together in, if you'd like, in Hebrew and then in English, and then we're going to, after we do that, we'll have an opportunity to light the candles. If you'd like to come up and help us, you'll see that there are matches around the table. The oil menorahs are going to be a little bit of a challenge because those wicks are really burnt, but we'll try our best. So we'll invite everyone in just a moment to bring your light to the congregation. Let's read this together. Kumi ori ki va'orech uchvod Adonai alayich zarach. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and God's splendor shall dawn upon you. I'll invite anyone who'd like to come and light some of the candles up here to please do that.
that one. Quick change. Open D. Oh, hear my prayer, I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness, mercy, and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you. Let us light these lights and see your way to you. Let us say Amen. Let us light these lights and see your way to you. And let us say Amen. Oh, hear my prayer, I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness, mercy, and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you.
We'll continue singing together with Shehechiyanu. We are so grateful that we could reach this moment.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu v'yimanu v'higiyanu hazman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehecheyanu v'yimanu v'higiyanu
Lazman hazeh.
And as we light all of these candles, we also take a moment to think about how we may be a light to those who are in need of healing, how we can help bring that joy and that warmth and that healing to those who are most in need. This evening we are thinking of Catherine Adler, Marcia Ames, Marilyn Altman, Lynn Adams, Sarah Bates, Deborah Belford, Barbara Belford, Libby Blakely, Jonathan Bleiweiss, Marjorie Block, Paul Branson, Joan Bray, Florence Bricker, Lee Boudin, Dave Saderquist, David Cohen, Dorothy Cohen, Rob Cohen, Lily Kovitz, Adrian Crawford, Rick Crawford, Taya Delano, Tony Diegler, Carrie Ebert, Elaine Ellick, Bob Farrington, Don Feibel, Michael Fiorelli, Rachel Fish, Hilda Glazer, Olivia Glick, Jean Goldberg, Rachel Goldblatt, Bernice Goldstein, Jimmy Green, Brad Hannon, Jessica Hannon, David Haas, David Hirsch, Don Kerr, Jeanette Clayman, Aidan Kramer, Leah Levinson, Barb Lucas, Angel Marrero, Fred Martin, Minna Melton, Paul Mickelson, Connie Minarovic, Dick Nettleman, Robert Oakley, Nick Parisi, Aaron Phelan, Jackie Phillips, Ian Phillips, Rashi Pristowski, Jessica Rathkopf, Isabel Resendez, William J. Rees, Barry Richmond, Zachary Rowe, Arthur Rose, Irving Rose, June Sahara, Rolf Sauer, Sandy Schaefer, Barbara Schuster, Richard Schur, Karen Skiltkin, Lou Supowitz, and Robert Weiss. And for all of them and for all of those who we know who are in need of healing, we'll sing together, Misha Berach.
Misha Berach Avotenu Korah B'cha Le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misher Berach Imotenu Bekor HaBrecha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. And let us say, Amen.
Beautiful. We're going to begin concluding our service first with Bayom Hahu. I invite you, if you are able, to please rise. On that day, God's name shall be one.
Bayom Hahu Yeh Adonai Echad. Bayom Hahu Yeh Shemo Echad. Ne'emar, as it is written, Ne'emar, let it be said, God rules the earth, and God's name shall be one. V'haya Adonai, Melech HaKol haaretz. On that day, God's name shall be one. Bayom Hahu Yeh Adonai Echad. Bayom Hahu Yeh Shemo Echad, U'Shemo Echad.
Beautiful. We'll continue standing as we turn to our Mourner's Kaddish and the memory of those whom we love, whom we have lost either recently or in years past. And as Rabbi Apotheker, you said so beautifully, as we are rededicating our sanctuary, we're thinking of many folks tonight who helped make this sanctuary, not necessarily the building, although perhaps that too, but most significantly us as a community, each of us, who we are. So we are also holding all of them in our hearts. This evening, we're recalling those whom we lost in the last 30 days and are observing Shloshim for Charles Kaminsky, Mitch Schifrin, and Roberta Waldman. We're also recalling those whom we lost at this season in years past and are observing Yartzeit for Samuel Cantor, Pearl Cohn, Irving Cooper, Alvin Kovitz, Max Dreyfus, Adele Freed, Kenneth Garver Jr., Carolyn Goldblatt, Emily Goldsmith, Charles Cass, Louis Kastner, Edward Klaben, Marion Koppelman, Kurt Loengart, Sanford Lowe, Myrna Miller, Alan Pavlovsky, Marvin Pravda, Harriet Shiner, Mindy Silver, Wilma Taylor, Rosa Weiss, and Harry Horowitz. For them, for those who have no one left to say Kaddish for them, and for all those who have been a blessing to humanity, we recite Mourner's Kaddish together. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'yimru Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yinaseh, V'tadar v'talev v'talal shemei dekudesha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushvachata v'nechomata. Da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav hu ya'asei shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may all of their memories be for a blessing. Amen. You may be seated. I'd like to invite our executive director, he's here already, Bobby Kovitz, for some announcements. Hello.
Thank you, Rabbi. Rabbis, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. This is amazing. And Shabbat Shalom, everyone at home. Rabbi Pothiker, your words were so inspiring. My earliest memory as executive director going back to last March was decidedly something other than inspiring. It's my first finance committee meeting. I'm excited. I want to make a good first impression. And then over the course of the meeting, my phone is just going crazy. It was the day the governor shut down the state. So my mindset quickly shifted from wanting to make a good first impression to, I don't care about the February profit and loss, I just need to go to Kroger. But throughout it all, 500 plus virtual programs later, it has all been worth it because we knew we would get back to this point. And one of the great things about being back at this point is that we can have in-person programs and in-person functions, and I want to share some of the things that are going on this weekend and also throughout the month of June. So on Sunday at 10 o'clock, both on Zoom but also on the TBS patio, we're going to have the 2021 annual meeting at 10 o'clock. More information came out today, this afternoon, in your email. But it's a great opportunity for us to get together and recap the year and also look ahead. Looking out through the rest of the month, actually, Rabbi, WBS Lunch and Learn, that is June 15th? Okay, the WBS Lunch and Learn Tuesday at 11 a.m. Please RSVP by this Sunday, and the focus is going to be the book of Joshua. On June 24th, that's a Thursday at 6:30 on the patio, the Women of Beth Shalom are going to have a wonderful happy hour. So space is limited, and RSVP to wbs@tbsohio.org. Or if you have any questions afterwards, please ask Engagement Coordinator Leslie Thompson. We're going to have a great 20s and 30s. If you're straddle the line of 30, that's fine too. If you're, very, very late 30s, early 40s, on Saturday, June 26th, from 5:30 to 7:30, we're going to have a night out. We're at Creekside in Gahanna. We have a space booked at a local cantina, and we're also going to be providing babysitting here at TBS, provided by JCC preschool teachers. So if you have any questions afterward, please ask me, but it's going to be a great night for parents and people just looking to get away and have a nice night out. But as always, stay tuned to TBS's Facebook page. We have things that are going on now that we weren't able to do over the course of the past year, like walking groups, like Maj. So there are a lot more things happening now. With that, Joanne, please.
That's yes. Look for it on Zoom. Thank you, Joanne. Yeah, Richard is an amazing teacher. If you may have been to our first Holocaust Studies class, he has since taught another one. This is another one after that. If you're interested and you don't have the information about that, either send me an email or flag down Richard over there in the green mask before he takes off tonight, and he'll give you the information. Okay, one last announcement by another Grossman. Okay, Men's Club Poker is going to be great, and they're even buying fresh snacks after 16 months. Steve cleaned out the cabinet, so that's very exciting.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom, Avi. So our closing song is Oseh Shalom. Bimromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom. We ask for there to be peace and wholeness in our world, in ourselves, in our community, and harmony. Let's join together and sing it.
Oseh Shalom, Bimromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'Yaakov Israel Ve'imeru Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'Yaakov Israel Ve'imeru Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'Yaakov Israel Ve'imeru Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'Yaakov Israel Ve'imeru